Welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Stephen Day.
Me, Fiona Scott.
And me, Ellis Butcher.
Coming up in this edition, we've got Kathy joining the Oban ambassadors Kay MacDonald and Joe Reich, who are back on the beats as the town's non-essential shops and hospital venues open their doors on Monday, welcoming in locals and visitors. And Ellis has delved deep into the dictionary to dig out a Scottish word of the week for us, haven't you, Ellis? I'm not asking you to do it now, I'm just saying you have one, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Good.
And knowing Ellis, it will be very, very, very deep into that dictionary. In fact, off the pages that we actually know.
We look forward to it, but first.
Don't build it up too much, it's not that good this week.
Okay, I won't build it up at all. First, we have something dark and mysterious happening in Fort William. You might have read it in the Oban Times and Lochaber Times. You might have heard about it on Nevis Radio. Mysterious howls in the night and the sounds of snarling in the glens. No, it's not Ellis looking for his word of the week. Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of the Baskervilles is coming to the local airwaves with a local cast. And they're just about to commence rehearsals and transmission date in July or August. And Sam Wilson of Nevis Radio gave us this wee interview.
Hello and welcome, it's me, Sam Wilson, it's Nevis Radio, and by the powers of technology, I'm here with the 2021 cast of The House of the Baskervilles. Hello, you lovely people. You can hi, everybody.
Hello.
How are you? It's so lovely to see you. How are you all doing? How are you all excited?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm absolutely delighted. I'm going to reveal the cast without further ado. So we've got Sherlock Holmes, Andrew Baxter, the lovely Andrew. Stephen Day is Dr. Watson. We've got Ryan Lasky as Sir Henry Baskerville. Kyle Lander is Mortimer. Fraser Henderson Stapleton. Barrymore is Mike Rowell. Mrs. Frankland is Kim Ferguson. Beryl Stapleton is Fiona Jansen. Laura Lyons, Claire Hegman, and Mrs. Barrymore, Juliet Evans. And your play director is Elizabeth Falconer. Here, so Claire, who are you playing?
So my character's called Laura Lyons. She's estranged from her mother. She's got an abusive husband. Doesn't talk about an abusive husband in the play, but she's pretty scared of him by the sounds of it. She's a desperate woman, and she plays quite a vital role, a small role, but a vital role in the case. That's all I'll say.
Definitely, for sure. Andrew, how do you feel about being Sherlock Holmes?
I'm really nervous because I left it to the last minute to apply and thinking I'll get a bit part, and I never thought I would get a role like Sherlock Holmes. And you think of all those great actors from the past. I was watching Basil Rathbone at the weekend. Who's probably the most well-known Holmes, and to think that I'm going to be Holmes is absolutely amazing. And I hope that I bring my superior intellect to the part, just like Sherlock Holmes has a superior intellect. So I can tell that's why you chose me for the part.
Something, Andrew.
Dr. Watson, Steevie.
Yeah, it's a part I've always wanted to play. You know, when somebody asks me, well, what would you like to play? I'd love to play Sherlock Holmes, but it was always Dr. Watson.
Yeah.
He's always the character, whatever genre I've watched him in. I mean, Andrew there was talking about, the Basil Rathbone stuff, and I can't remember the actor, but I remember him. But, I remember the modern, the Jeremy Brett version, the Jude Law version. I'm not quite sure if I can bring all of them to one part, but I'll give it a good go.
Yeah, definitely. He's such a good character, isn't he, Dr. Watson?
He is. I think a lot of people think, from some of the films, he's a bit bumbly. He's a bit, I've got it wrong again, Holmes. But that's not from the books. You can read so much more into his life and what he's done and what he did before he teamed up with Holmes.
Liz, your first play to direct. How are you feeling? Are you doing research and stuff?
Yes, lots of doing a bit of script analysis and research and various other things, but sort of character analysis, a lot of that as well. But Stephen was saying about his Watson. In actual fact, Watson has quite a big role in this story, because it was the first one that Conan Doyle brought back after he'd killed off Holmes in his the final problem. So basically, he wasn't keen to bring Sherlock back. So in that respect, Watson has probably quite a large role in this narrative compared to perhaps other stories by Conan Doyle. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But he does a lot of investigation all by himself. So he's holding his own.
Amazing. Fiona, you're a Beryl in this. How do you feel about your character?
I find her very interesting because I think at first she comes across as just quite scared and hysterical, but I think there's actually a lot more to her because she has the courage to actually warn Henry Baskerville about the Hound, even though she's really terrified. So I think there's just a lot more to her character that I think would be really interesting to explore.
Yeah, Ryan, how are you getting to grips with your accent, love?
It's a bit of an odd one, but as the only Canadian in the cast, Fiona said, there's not much difference between the sort of general North American and the Canadian accent. So I'm just kind of diving into it and not thinking much about it. So Henry's such a fantastic character to play because he just seems to be in a different play from everyone else completely. He just he's the last person to kind of believe everything that's happening, and he's just in his own kind of world, and he's coming into this small town with all these new ideas, and it's absolutely fascinating, and I feel like I can relate to him quite a lot. So so it's a really good part. Yeah,
and Fraser, we loved your interpretation of Stapleton. You were amazing.
Thank you.
And what a credible voice you have for a young man.
People have told me I sound a lot older than I look. I've got quite a baby face, but they're surprised when I open my mouth.
It was the menace you brought in at one point. One of your lines, and we mustn't give it away. I was standing here listening, thinking, "Ooh."
Kyle, how are you?
Yep. Sorry. Hello.
we loved Mortimer, the way you auditioned. Well, from the read through, he was Mortimer, and we loved that. How are you finding the character?
Yeah, no, he's quite an interesting one. Certainly, he's a surgeon, which is not close to anything I've played before because surgeons require steady hands, and I'm hyperactive all the time. So I'm kind of like, right, this is going to be an interesting one.
You've been practicing. You've not been chopping things up, have you?
No, of course not. I would never do such things.
We could say you're a method actor, I think, is it?
Something like that. I'm definitely something. The jury's still out on that one.
Juliet, we loved the relationship that you seem to spark up with Mike Rowell in the read through, and we were totally amazed by that it just happened just like that. It was brilliant.
Ooh. Well, I didn't even know which one Mike was at the time.
No,
so that's good going, isn't it?
It was just, and also with Fiona and Fraser for that particular scene, there was kind of a connection, and we loved that. So yeah, I mean, you're getting back in the saddle again after being off the scene for so long.
I know, yeah, it's quite. It was quite scary actually doing auditions and stuff again. Although I was like so relieved I didn't have to sing. I can't tell you how much better that made me feel. And for all of you as well, a relief all round, I think, to be fair.
And Mike, did you feel the connection with Juliet? We certainly did.
Yes, that was good. We both did our cod West Country accents, which is I can see there's going to be a bit of rivalry there again.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry, Mike. Mine went Welsh and then American halfway.
Well, I did notice it kind of went via Cardiff,
Yeah, they move around.
And I thought, is Mike going to respond? Will he do a Welsh
tour
accent?
of Britain?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. So how are you liking your character, Mike?
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. I think I'm it's the old retainer at Baskerville Hall.
Yeah.
Wandering around, serving the drinks, looking after the missus.
Will you be having a crafty drink though, as you're serving the drinks to folks?
Oh yes, so it's going to be cider and cream teas from here on in, I think.
I'll be asking you for gin and tonics during rehearsals, Mike. I'll be like, Mom, get in character.
If we have to all eat cream teas all the time to get into character, we'll be very enormous by the time we do it.
And is it true, Sam, after your audition during the read-through, that you've been cast as the Hound?
Yes.
You were very good. It was very convincing.
My daughter told me I was rubbish at the Hound, and I should have done it this way, and I should have done it that way.
Sam, could we maybe hear your audition for the Hound there?
It was a howl.
Go on, Sam.
Right now.
Yeah. What's your
method acting though,
yes.
Sam?
And your motivation has to be pure.
Okay. Well, if you insist. Oh! No, well, thank you so much for taking time out to come and see us tonight. I'm totally buzzing to get started. Thank you all so very much, and thank you to everybody who'd applied and auditioned. You're all superstars, and we're hoping this is the first of very many.
Oh, doesn't that sound fun? I can't wait to watch that now. It sounds brilliant.
Yeah, it was quite an epic read through.
Although Stevie,
voices. Yes.
I can't believe that Dr. Watson is the only character, the character you've always wanted to play. Another doctor, maybe.
Oh, yeah, but in Sherlock Holmes. Holmes.
Right.
I could be happy to play another doctor, obviously, but in Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, that's me. Remember, you can contact us by email, somethingfortheweekend@opentimes.co.uk, or message us through Facebook or Instagram. Ellis, we thought we'd get you in early. We always leave you to the end normally, so your Scottish word of the week halfway through the programme. What have you got for us?
Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. I was still on Hound of Baskervilles. Did you know that the Hound of Baskervilles is, I'm sure Stevie will, where's it set, Fiona?
That's it. Oh, now you've got me there. I wasn't expecting quiz questions here. No idea.
Well, I'll be honest, I had to look this up as well, just to remind myself. But it's actually set on Dartmoor, and I've got an interesting story about Dartmoor, because I've actually been in Dartmoor prison. Seriously.
Nobody's looking too surprised here.
No. Which at the time, certainly at the time, it was one of the maximum security prisons in the whole of Britain. And I went there. It's quite an unusual story. A friend of mine, he had a girlfriend who was a female bodybuilder, and she was from my local area, and we thought it was, and she was invited by the prison authorities to go and give a bodybuilding display in front of all the prisoners. So I thought that sounds like an interesting story.
And you just happened to be there.
So I went down with them and did a feature about it, and of course we ended up inside Dartmoor prison, surrounded by all the prisoners. It was a bit like Johnny Cash and Folsom Prison, I'll be honest. But what an experience it was. They even had guys on the front gates with mirror shades. And it was all very top security. But anyway, I will get off that.
I just think Dartmoor Prison now is full of Smurfs.
Smurfs?
Smurfs, yeah. You know the Baron Knights used to sing, where are you all coming from? We're from Dartmoor on the run. No, remember that?
No, it must have.
Is that what they said? Is that what they sang in the song? We're from Dartmoor on the run.
We're from Dartmoor on the run. If you watched the video in those days, they were all dressed in little prison.
Right, of course, yeah. I'd forgotten that there was a Dartmoor element to it.
Yeah, it's the very first verse. Come on, guys.
So if I said to you two are going to know this. This Scottish word of the week really only works, doesn't it, when Kathy's here and I can just bamboozle her. But if I said to you both...
Ellis, you bamboozle Stevie and I most weeks as well.
Just that Dartmoor story, for example.
Yeah. If I didn't get a winch last night, scunnered, what would I be saying?
You went out with your lass and you didn't get a kiss goodnight and you were a bit hacked up about it.
There you go. She's absolutely right. I did not get a kiss last night. This will probably be of no surprise at all to anyone listening who is originally from Scotland. But it's a new one on me. I didn't get a winch last night, scunnered. I'll have to remember that one.
Well, despite the fact that Kathy's not here, she has been busy and she's been chatting with the Open ambassadors. She went downtown on the first day essential shops, pubs and restaurants opened their doors again and caught up with Kay MacDonald and Joe Reich, who were back in the beat, meeting and greeting tourists with a warm West Coast welcome.
You're back! You're back! Kay and Joe are back, pounding the streets of Oban, welcoming in all our lovely visitors. So, Kay, let me ask you, what's it like to be back? First day, you're here. Tell us about it.
It's just lovely to be normal again. It really is. I love being back. It's lovely to see people. It's been so quiet, but it's just, we haven't been out in the streets yet, but we're both looking forward to it.
It is looking busy. It is looking busy. Joe, are you prepared?
Yes, we'll need to go out and see what's going on. Can't wait. Quicker the better. More people.
So, tell us, Joe, what kind of things will you and Kay be doing? I know you walk around the streets in your lovely turquoise tops, so you're easy spottable. Nobody can miss you in that lovely colour.
That's true. Just talk to people. People come up and ask you where this is, where that is, and hope we know what we're talking about, what shops are open. As long as the businesses let us know what's open, that's what's needed. We need to get them to tell us and just tell people, just welcome visitors. The more visitors we get, the better.
So, Kay, for you, what is it about Oban? Why should people come? What is it? What's the big pull?
It's the most beautiful place in the world, isn't it? Or am I biased?
I agree with you.
I think everyone that comes here for the beauty of the surroundings and the warmth of the welcome. That's what it is. It's Highland hospitality at its best.
Absolutely. And what about you, Joe?
Of course it is exactly the same. Best place in the world.
And if you had to put a few things on a list, like not to be missed when you're in Oban, what would be top of the list?
Okay, I'm biased. Oban War and Peace Museum, number 1. Up to the tower for the views and just walk around and enjoy the place.
The distillery, definitely.
Okay.
Dunolly Castle, definitely. And again, a wee visit out to Ganavan, a wee wander around the town, visiting all our lovely cafes and restaurants, a wee bit shopping, and just sit in the seafront and admire the view.
And of course, we've got to mention the famous Oban sunsets, haven't we?
Oh yes. The photos recently in social media of the sunsets have been amazing. It's absolutely fabulous. And there's nowhere like a West Coast sunset. There really isn't.
This year's going to be a little bit different, I suppose, because we won't have as many cruise ships and coaches full of people coming. Do you know what's going to be happening?
Well, I know there's one cruise ship's going to be calling a few times during the summer, but it's a UK tour. I don't think we'll be having many from abroad, if any. We've certainly had no word of any yet. I think it might be next year, maybe even the year after, before we have that. That's just something we're going to have to play on by ear, but we'll just wait and see. We've got the Majestic line, the small cruise line. They're starting again with 4 boats leaving from Oban, and that brings a lot of business to the town. People stay the night before they go, and they take a full advantage of Oban before they go, and then they stay here when they come back as well. So it's lovely.
That's it. So the kind of visitors we'll be having then, Joe, it might be more like the families and the groups like that?
Hopefully it will be, but we just really don't know. We just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully there'll be tour buses coming, but I don't know. Just need to try and find out. Play it by ear at the moment, as they say.
And fingers and toes crossed. Yeah, everything that can be crossed.
I mean, the people definitely will come, but it's going to be totally different from before this thing. It'll be completely a change. I can't see the tour buses being as busy, but we can see. Watch this space, as they say.
And what about guided tours? Because I know you're going to be out there offering a friendly welcome and helping people, put them in the right direction and telling them all what's available in Oban. But are you planning on doing any tours this year at the moment?
Well, Oban walking tours will be going ahead again this year, but it'll be private bookings. I don't think there will be a set time for tours. I think people will just book online and it'll be organised that way. So that'll be good. It'll be nice to see people wandering about with their sticks again and listening to what's happening.
That's totally yours, because I don't do walking tours.
Don't you like waving flags and sticks in the air, Joe? Not your thing.
not my thing at all. No.
And what about any events? Have we got anything lined up for later this year in Oban? Anything we can tell people to pencil in their diaries, even if it's very lightly penciled in?
I think there are going to be 1 or 2 outdoor events later on in the year. We're still finding out, it's all still being confirmed, and it's very, very loose at the moment, shall we say. But there's definitely going to be events happening. Just can't see what they are yet because we're not convinced, we're not sure they'll go ahead. We need just to get them confirmed before we say anything.
But despite restrictions being in place, people obviously have to, come and enjoy the area and respect the area and keep themselves and everyone safe. So there'll still be the social distancing and wearing masks in shops. But overall, the message to people coming to Oban is...
You're very welcome, and you'll always be made very welcome here. Just stay safe and do it sensibly.
That's lovely. Thank you, Kay and Joe. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Oh, isn't it lovely to hear Kay and Joe again?
It is, isn't it? A nice wee double act there.
Yeah. I've missed seeing them wandering about in the street, and you always get a blather, whether you be a tourist or a resident.
Well, I think it's Kay's beaming smile as she comes towards you. She sees you, she smiles, she'll talk to you. But, again, she goes off and pursues the tourists and talk to them too. So, she does a grand job.
They're great.
It is. Yeah, it's a lovely touch to have people on the street doing that. Not every area. People shouldn't assume that every area has an ambassador for their visitors, but Oban does, and they're a credit to the town.
They're brilliant.
Listen, when the cruise ships come in, you haven't seen one yet, Ellis, because as we're always saying, it's been in lockdown since you arrived here. But when the cruise ships come in, they've got they get the full welcome. They get pipers, they get Kay and Joe, they get community council. Mary Malloy's always there. So
lovely.
Big full welcome to Oban.
Fiona, have you got something for us?
Oh, yes, I am so excited about this. Again, this is Benderloch and North Connell Drama Club, but they're doing something. This is me. If I worked at a call centre or a telephone exchange, this is what I would do. It's called Jilted Lovers. Now, people that are fans of Benderloch and North Connell Drama Club, of which I'm sure there are many, will remember Late Home. I think it was a couple of months ago, an audio play which the group trialled and was highly successful. So now they've got another one. This is Jilted Lovers, and it's available now, but only until Saturday, May the 1st. So get on quick and have a look at that before it's off. But it's a black comedy about 2 call centre workers who try to be would-be agony aunts with hilarious results. Again, this was directed by the brilliant Mike Rowell. So are we going to have a listen?
Oh, he's put together a wee trail just for you, Fiona.
Just for me.
Meet Jasmine and Mary.
Jilted Lovers Helpline, this is Mary. How may I help?
Jilted Lovers Helpline, this is Jasmine. How may I help?
Dealing with life's complex issues.
I think I've heard every story there is. Your husband told you he was leaving you for another woman. So you hit him over the head with one of his golf clubs.
They are professional.
And are you okay? You're not okay. Your heart's been torn apart yet again. Oh, sweetie buns, who did it to you this time?
Compassionate.
What is it with today's generation? It's all about me, me, me. Forget about the thousands of other poor cows. I want attention and I want it now.
What was her problem?
She found out her husband was having an affair with her brother.
Oh, for God's sake. Would you rather he'd have gone off with her sister?
Health conscious.
The one plus in our favour is that for every day we break, there's a new one starting tomorrow.
True.
Biscuit?
Tar.
Here we go.
Discreet.
That sounded interesting.
I told you about her, didn't I?
Who?
Tiffany Muldyke.
Oh, was she the one you pointed out last week? The one expecting twins?
That's her, yeah.
How's she doing?
I tell you, that girl deserves a medal. 3 kids to 4 different fathers, and now the poor soul has 2 more kids on the way.
4 fathers?
Yeah. The 3rd came as a result of her having a threesome with identical twins.
Oh.
full of helpful advice.
When you come back from your walk, take a few aspirin and have a lie down.
No, you do all the crime you want. Get yourself a nice bottle of wine and play some sad songs.
And above all, dedicated.
That'd be all right. 10 friggin' minutes before I knock off.
Bye, love. You take care, okay?
Bye, sweetheart.
Find out more by listening to Jilted Lovers Helpline, performed by Benderlock and North Connell Drama Club. Follow the link on our Facebook page or go to Eventbrite and search for Jilted Lovers Helpline.
There we go. I should say as well that was Kate McGregor and Nicole O'Brien playing those parts, and they're both absolutely brilliant.
It is brilliant, isn't it? It's very funny.
I think I'll give it a ring.
Ellis.
Poor Ellis. But you can find the play by going to http://bit.ly/jilted2021. That's simple, isn't it? Even Ellis understood that. What was it, Ellis? What was the link?
There's a lot of creativity out there, isn't there?
There is. There is. Should we do a wee play, do you think, the four of us? Don't all rush at once.
Every day's a drama with you in it, Steevie.
No, but I'm just thinking maybe Fiona could direct, and me, you, and Kathy could read out some words. Yeah, you could direct, Fee. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I'm good at directing. Yeah. The trials and tribulations of a newsroom. It could be a fly in the wall.
I think we need a catchier title.
The Times of Auburn.
As I say, I think we need a catchier title. Don't forget, you can read her stories online at www.opentimes.co.uk. And you can subscribe to our page-turning digital edition there as well. You can also find lots more podcasts like this one and all kinds of other wonderful photos, videos and stories. We also would love to hear what you think of the podcast, so don't forget to email us at somethingfortheweekend@opentimes.co.uk or message us through Instagram or Facebook. But that's all we've got time for, isn't it, folks?
That's it for this week.
Yes, unless you want to hear me sing the Smurfs again.
Yeah. Can we go out with you singing the Smurfs? That's all we have time for today. So for now, it's goodbye from me, Stephen Day.
Bye from me, Fiona Smurf Scott.
And goodbye from me, Papa Smurf.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.